Here we are with the Party with Marty, hypothetically best podcast ever, with my hypothetically greatest co-host ever and producer, that Savage.
Hey, Marty. How you
What
doing,
you
buddy?
doing, What you doing, Goofy?
I'm okay. Still recovering from the weekend. Another long weekend with Marty Jannetty. So,
It was fun though. You got to admit.
a lot of fun. You got to meet a lot of fans. You had a really good time. We had a great time with Jimmy. But you were telling me a lot of stories about NWA and the Central States
Oh, yeah.
Championship Wrestling. And I said to you, you know what? Why don't you save some of that for the show?
Okay.
Because honestly, there's
Yeah.
a lot to talk about here. We could start off with your. Actually, why don't we do this first? Because before you wrestled, didn't you drive a truck? Is that a picture of you driving a truck?
Yes, sir. That was the tractor trailer truck I drove. That's a nice truck. The one I actually had to drive was for North American Van Lines. It was a furniture truck. You move furniture. And the problem is, I don't want to say cheap because I love my people. Hold on. Can we start over? No, don't start over. I don't mean, but I want to do something real quick. Put this up in the camera, see if it shows
What are you
up.
trying to do? Let's get you on the full screen.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get it. It ain't showing right. But it ain't showing up with the shit.
No, it's
But
showing.
that's my coach. That's Coach Marion. I went to his funeral today, so I want to give him some love and to his family. I love y'all. I'm gonna cry. It was nice, man. It was to hear them, because that's what I do. When I do seminars and when I run wrestling schools, I'm a coach, and you get so close with your kids, man. And he changed lives. And Coach Marion, he changed our lives. And my college wrestling coach, Coach Stubbe, he told me, he goes, I accidentally got drunk yesterday, and I shouldn't say this on TV or whatever this is. I got drunk a little bit accidentally. And I woke up this morning about 7:30, and one of my friends called me, Joaquin Underhar. He called me, and he goes, "Are you going to the funeral?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot it was today." And he goes, "Get your ass. No, you can't." He wanted me. He put in his request. I guess your last wishes. He wanted me to be a pallbearer along with a couple of the other guys on the high school wrestling team. And so that touched me because he cared that much. But what I do, seminars like I did this weekend for APA, a great group of guys this weekend. I think you said we got some slides later for that.
Yeah.
There's a high school team. Yeah, there's a high school team right there.
I figured it was the right time to show it.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, man, God, it was so nice though. It was hearing all the good things that were said about him. It was hard because he was in that box right near me, and I'm thinking his body's right there. That was hard. That was hard. But I'm so glad I went. I mean, I had to. Our Addie. She's sickly right now because of me, probably. Remember, I was sick at your house. What, 17 hours?
Yeah.
So I slept for 17 hours. I mean, I got up to pee, and that was it.
Probably the best sleep he's had in 40 years.
Longer. But yeah, man, she's sickly now, but she's
I'm sorry
still
that she's sick, but I have footage of her not so sick kicking your butt. Why don't we play it?
Oh, you're gonna embarrass me.
Might as well.
Right.
You brought her up. We might as well give her some love.
She cheated. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did you make it? Shit, I didn't record it. I'm just playing. You go, MJ. I got it. Chill.
Oh. That's that girl. That's that Attical. That's y'all's girl. Radical Atty. Hey, you saw her cheat?
I didn't know it.
What, you here?
Oh, no, I
Oh, yeah, man.
yeah, I just said to her. That's what's wrong with you.
Woo, woo.
I hate you, you know that, right?
I win.
So close.
Hey, man, I love that. We got to get that in slow-mo. I'm going to make that a whole thing right
Oh, you're just going to torture me, aren't you?
Oh, it's going to go viral. It's going to go viral.
Of course.
Let's try to. I'm sorry about your coach, but you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Going over there.
Yeah, and,
did the
and,
right
and it was
thing.
so good, man. To hear
Did he know
all
that
the
you were a
good
truck
words.
driver?
That I don't know. I don't know if he knew that because that was after college.
So my only question to you is,
That
with
was
this
his.
truck,
What's
I
that?
have a question for you. With this truck here, was there anything that happened kind of like this? Like on a bigger scale?
That's a $400 motorcycle. That's a $40,000. Well, it's more than that now. It's like $400,000 truck. Now you don't fuck up like that.
Big rig, man. That is a big rig. You went from the big rig to the big time because you were wrestling all over the place. Let's take a look at it. You started off in Kansas City, 1984. Your first week of professional wrestling, you made $450 for
How'd you know
5
that?
matches.
Yeah, well, it might have been 6 or 7. We used to do 7 days a week, sometimes 6. 5 was a rarity, but it was my first week, and I'd been driving that truck when I was driving for North American Van Line. They get their, it's blue, red, white, and blue, the color scheme. And when I was driving for them, I don't want to call nobody cheap, but they were not paying us the best. and the horrible thing about driving a furniture truck, once you drive for 8 hours, then you got to get out and unload the shit. You get a couple workers to help you, but you better help them. You should help them, or you'll be there all day. But you got to pick up. You pick up, you got to load the truck, you got to unload the truck, and you got to drive the truck. That's what made me want to go into wrestling, because Jerry Oates, a local wrestler that was pretty good, that had a school, and I thought, well, he tells me about how they drive so far, and then they work. And I thought, well, shit. I mean, what am I doing? I'm fucking wrestling furniture. Let me go ahead and wrestle, have people, and so that's what drove me into wrestling, because that was the first summer after college that I started working.
You were telling me about some stories, and they had a lot of big names in there. But let's start off with one of your favorites over here that you were telling me about.
Okay.
Bulldog Bob Brown.
Yeah, man, I love him to death, but damn.
What did you do to this poor guy? You probably gave him some memories for life, maybe some scars for life.
Yeah, he died. So let's let him. Yeah, a little bit. Let him rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rest in peace.
But he was just so. You like the older guys were back then. They were like the new guys that treat you like what they call is making pay your dues, but really they're just bullying you around and shit.
There's a great picture with you and him.
Yeah, and I didn't like wearing short tights like that. He goes, "You got to match me," and I was like, "Why can't you match me? I don't want my ball showing. I mean, why can't you match me?" But I loved him to death. I loved him to death, no matter what. I mean, he was different. But the only one time I ribbed him really good was we were, I don't know, some little small town, Joplin. It was called Joplin, Missouri, a little small place, and it was late, and it had. It was snow, over there in Missouri, it snows all half year round. But we had shower, after our match we're showering up. I went and got in the shower first. And he's like, it was just one single shower. It's not like a big open one where all the boys can shower, once or two, whatever. But it was like a single one. So you have to wait for each guy. And so he was like, hurry up. He's yelling at me, hurry up. God damn it, hurry up. It's cold out here, hurry up. I said, all right, I'm hurrying up. Before I said, I'll leave the water running for you. Before I got out, I turned it all the way up to hot. He had me scalding. And so he comes, he's there. He's like, get out of the way. I'm like, all right, go ahead, bro. He's in there 1 second there. Jesus Christ! He jumped out and he looked like a lobster, man. He was red with steam coming up off of him. I was like, what happened, man? The water went out?
How could you, Marty?
Well, because he was fucking with me.
Was he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, man. You made him regret that, I see.
More than once.
Did you catch a lot of his matches with Harley Race?
No, I didn't see a bunch of his matches. I saw a lot of Harley. I love Harley, man. Oh, I love Bulldog too, but I loved Harley so much. But Harley was a bona fide badass. What's bona fide? What's that mean?
Bona fide, guaranteed, 100%,
you know what it is?
without doubt.
Yeah, he was bona fide then.
He was a badass. Yeah. I saw some of his work, man. I actually saw more than some of his work, man. I think they were scared of him when he got to the WWE.
Well, I can tell you, he took me under his wing there. He liked me because I was bringing it real. I mean, I was bringing it. Back then it was making believe it's real. Now it's entertainment. Everybody knows it. We can be a little more loose. But back then it's like make them believe it's real, and I came in with that. Jerry O's gave me that. Eddie Mansfield too. Eddie was he more taught me how to make money. How do you please the people in the seats? Not necessarily make it look real. Entertaining people up in the stands. I learned that from him. But so going there to Kansas City, Harley took a liking to me, and I tell you, I think that guy right there, that badass right there, that's a bad boy, man.
That's a bad man. Yes.
I mean, I'm not scared of nobody but New
Kind
Jack.
of looks like my grandfather when I look at him with that curly hair, man.
Yeah, I know. You could bounce a damn.
No, he's the type that he'll crack a pipe with his head.
Yeah. Oh, and he did.
I believe it.
Let me tell you what else he did, then, to me.
Please.
He took me on. Here's why me and him fell in love with each other. He had a strap match with I wish I would have told you so you could pull it up. Sheik Abdullah, Abdullah.
Abdullah the Butcher.
No, wasn't Abdullah the Butcher. No, that's my boy too, though.
Yeah.
But Sheik Abdullah. I mean, there were so many sheiks. Sheik Abdullah. They had a strap match. Which you a wrist tied together, and you try to choke and you try to whip, and they had their match. And he was main event. I was semi-main. I was done with my shower. I got out, and I hear him. He goes into the bathroom. Right, and this is a bigger one. I like the one I got Bulldog with, but he goes into the bathroom, and I'm hearing, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is he? What's going on? You don't want to look in the guy's shower, right? You don't want like, hey, what's going on? You don't want to look at the guy, taking a shower. But I was like, what the fuck is that sound? What's happening? I got to check on him. And I looked in there, and he was taking a belt, his own belt, off his pants. And he was strapping himself over the back. Wow. Wow. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, I just had a strap match. And there's not a mark on me. How am I going to explain that to my family? I was like, oh, my God, I fell in love with him. I fell in love with him, man. And the fact that I cared, I was like, wow, okay, cool. He took a liking to me for caring like that.
You guys just hit it off right away.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Did you ever rib him?
No.
You were scared of him, huh?
No, I'm fucking with him.
You ain't fucking. Yeah, I get it.
Hey, you know what he did to me once? You know what? Yeah. What you gonna do to him?
As they continue to tell me that I have to prove myself. While holding that title more times than any living human being on the face of the earth. The world's title, not the plastic garbage that you hear about.
Hulk Hogan, he's talking about.
World's heavyweight title that dates back into the 1800s.
Damn.
1800s.
I didn't know that shit. I didn't know
man.
1800s.
We're talking about the Wild Wild West over here.
Hey,
I don't know if that's true or not, but damn.
Let me tell you, this is one of my favorite stories about Harley. Because like I said, he took care of. He got me to Japan my rookie year. I was the first rookie ever to go to Japan. Road Warriors were a year and a day, but they were the big monster guys.
Yeah,
which Japan loved all that.
They were like rock stars in Japan.
Yeah,
gods.
And Japanese people love to be scared. That's why Godzilla movies. It don't match the sound. It don't match the sound. But so Harley. I mean, I love him to death. God rest his soul, man. All my friends are dead. I hate saying it that way, but
in one way, they're waiting for you to have a big party.
They're gonna gotta wait 40 more years.
That's okay. Let them wait.
Yeah, but so Harley, man, you see what he was saying right there? It dates back to 1800s. He used to always say this: I am the 7 times real world champion, not that fake Hollywood shit like that Hogan character. That's what he would always say, right? And we just break it in, so we're falling for it. Like, yeah, fuck that fake shit. Fuck Hollywood Hogan. Fuck. Okay, so the first time they called him to go there, he was gone. He left his own damn territory. I remember walking in. Me and Sean's first day, we got fired that night. but our first day there, and Harley sitting over there at the table. You know, it was catering, it was TV taping.
Yeah.
We walked over, sat with him because we knew him, you know, and he's my friend. And we sat down. And I said, "Hey, Harley," I said, "What happened to that 7 times real shit?" He goes, "Let me tell you what happened."
I got paid. That's what happened. I got that.
Yeah. No, you know what he said? Here's what he told me. He goes, "They put me and Hulk Hogan in the main event at Madison Square Garden. It sold out the fastest it ever has. They didn't come to see him. He had been there before." I mean, he was just the best, man. He was just the best.
I'm wondering, during the NWA days, I'm assuming there wasn't really contracts and stuff. It was more like handshakes.
No, you just signed it. Well, with NWA, that's who, you know, they
Like
were.
your
back
first
in-
promotion, did you sign a contract?
No, with not with the NWA. I mean, let me tell you how it happened too. Cherry Oaks, the guy that trained me, he called one day and he goes, "How long could you be before you could be in Kansas City?" I said, "Well, I mean, what do you mean? I mean, can you get ready and can you be there in a few days?" I said, "I'll be there in a few hours." And I packed my little car. I threw a bunch of clothes in the back and took off. 19 hours later, I was in Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
And you know, they were all crazy about that. Like, holy shit,
He's here.
He's here, man. He didn't even take a damn blink. And that's when you were talking about the 450. The first week I worked, you know, I was getting that, you know, 425, 450, right around that area. This is way back though. I mean, I don't sound like much, and it ain't much.
Well, that was a lot of money in the 80s. Come on.
In mid 80s, yeah. But for driving a truck all over up to Virginia from Georgia, you know, way over to Missouri, way down South Florida, everything, and you get $450. Or I had fun wrestling and made the same thing. I was like, a little bit more. 450 was actually more.
Simple choice.
Yeah, man, I'm in heaven. And plus, there's they say fringe benefits. You know, I'm single and I've been single all my life except for 4 days. You know, yeah, so the girls, yeah.
Sounds about right. You want to tell me that one story you told me about the beer cans and how Harley would throw them out the window?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so Harley and Ric Flair, I was having to wrestle him a lot. And so was Harley, of course. It's, you know, world title matches. Sean said it on TV a couple of times. He goes, "So I wrestled Ric Flair, you messed it up. Something I was wrestling Flair, something you ain't never done." "No, bitch." I almost cussed. I did cuss.
It's okay.
I didn't mean that. Sorry, YouTube. And everybody had heard that. But so I'm riding with it. They're so competitive, not just in the ring, in life. You know, and they both were making shitloads of money. I cussed again, a ton of money. And so they asked me and Tommy Rogers, who was my tag team partner at the time. We were the Uptown Boys. Way before way. But so there he is. There they are. So we're riding. They say you're going to ride with us. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you gonna do about that?
Yeah.
I mean, but I didn't mind because I already knew they're gonna pay for everything. You know, back then we used to charge each other 4 cents a mile. That's how it worked back then. 4 cents a mile. So if you went 100 miles, you know, times 4. So whatever that comes up to, $4 $4 a 100 miles. That's what we did it back then. And back then, again, you know, we were not making that much money. So
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie Garvin would park across the parking lot so that he could get an extra quarter of a little piece of a quarter mile to charge him 4 more cents. And Ronnie, thank God, is still alive. I think Ronnie Garvin's still alive.
I have to fact check that, but
I'm pretty sure he is, though. It's all not too long. But anyway, so I'm riding. You know, they ask us to go with them, right? You're riding with us, okay? You know, I mean, because you can't get in trouble if you're riding with the boss, right? If we're late, we're late. We was with the boss.
Yeah.
So
Garvin's still alive. Ron Garvin, right?
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still alive. Yep.
Good. Yeah, I thought he was. That guy's gonna stay in shape too. So we're riding back. It was Des Moines, Iowa, which was a 3.5 hour drive for normal people. But so they were going to outdo each other. We were victims of circumstance. So, and what I mean by that is they wanted to outbuy each other. They were outdoing each other. They were like, we're going to stop and get some beer.
They're both alpha males.
Yeah. And Rick, I'm gonna buy the beer. I'll buy the beer. Well, I'll get the gas. I'll get the gas. and actually, I have to give it to Harley. Harley controlled that situation, and this is why though, because so they went in, they bought a damn one of them styrofoam coolers, so we bought 2 cases of beer. There's just the 4 of us, right? And it's only a 3-hour trip. With the way they drove, less than 3 hours. And so there's 2 cases of beer between 4 of us for 3 hours. I'm thinking, man, somebody's going to be drinking fast, or somebody's going to fall behind. And I'm just drinking my steady old drink, just steady, And I'm still in halfway on one. Harley throws his can out. As soon as he throws his out, Rick throws his out, and they both. I'm the man, he had the cooler down by me, in the back in the van. It was in Harley's van. He's letting Flair drive his van, which was something he didn't do a lot. But and so I'm the man in charge of the beer. Okay, I got to do it quick. Okay, here you go. I got to keep. And I'm thinking, well, fuck, I don't want to look like a wimp. And so I'm drinking mine, and I throw it out, and I'm on beer too. Tink, tink. They throw them out. They're like, fuck, I can't keep up. Tommy didn't even bother with it. He's like, I ain't gonna try. Well, I was gonna try, but up to about 3. When I got to my 3rd one, and they're already past the 12-pack. I'm like, fuck it too. But this was the best part. Harley throw it out every time. Harley would throw his out. Rick would throw his out. So finally, Harley he goes, Rick, let me ask you something. Why is it when I throw my beer cans out, they go ting, 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 ting down the road? When you throw yours out, they go plunk. He goes, from now on, we'll throw each other's can out. And then Rick fell behind.
Just put him on the spot, put him on.
Yeah, man. Nah. He was throwing half full beers out trying to keep up with Harley.
So they were going at it in the ring. They were going at it in the car. They were going at it at the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard him say that, he didn't like that Rick would call himself the ultimate man.
I never knew Rick said that.
Yeah, well, he thought Rick. Well, maybe he didn't say it, but he definitely thought he was the ultimate man. I think
he was pretty good. I mean, he was pretty good.
Right, Rick was pretty good, man. I mean, Rick did what Rick wanted to do, when he wanted to do it, how he wanted to do it. This guy was a lunatic with the promos in the ring. I mean, memories for decades.
You know what I loved about Ricky was he studied. He's big into sports, as I am. You know that. And he would, every city we would go to, he would know what their baseball team, football team, whatever, hockey team, he would know how they were doing. And if he was trying to be good to them, he's like, I'll be just like the Rangers. Or if he didn't like the town, he goes, y'all suck worse than your team, the Rangers. I mean, he would always make it fit.
He made it
every city. Yeah, he was good.
What's the biggest rib, or one of the bigger ribs that maybe you pulled on Rick? Did you ever mess with Ric Flair?
Yeah, one time, and it was his own fault.
Oh,
yeah.
Please elaborate.
We were in St. Louis, wrestling in St. Louis, and I went up that day to the bar in St. Louis, legendary. The Kill Auditorium. I don't even know if it's there anymore. It might be called something else, but that was a legendary arena. That was like Madison Square Garden or the Cow Palace, one of them famous ass arenas. So at the Kill, some music just came on. Did you play that?
Yeah, I'll play it.
I was looking around my room.
You want it louder?
No. No, that was. But so. Oh no! you don't do that.
I'm just messing now.
Yeah, well, I forgot what. Oh. So we had to wrestle the Kill Auditorium that night. St. Louis. St. Louis was a fucking treat. Excuse my language again. It was a treat because it was always going to be sold out. I used to get to watch Kerry Von Erich, God rest his soul, good friend of mine.
Great wrestler.
Yes, yeah, and boy, he had the body. Girls went crazy for him.
Yes.
I just wanted to hang around him, get the ones that he didn't take. But
isn't he the one that would replace Ultimate Warrior too from time to time?
He, that was his best friend. They were best friends, Ultimate Warrior and him. And Warrior got him in WWE. It was an appeasement for Warrior because Warrior was miserable. I love him. I love him. I think he loved me a little bit. Not sexually, but he.
No, of course not.
Wait, I forgot to tell you about the kill. Let me finish. Let me
Yeah,
speak
the St. Louis Rip on Ric Flair.
You got to reel me in. Remember?
Yeah, St. Louis, Ric Flair
San
ribbed him,
Francisco.
and it was his own damn fault.
Okay, yeah, because I went up to the restaurant, which was up on the top floor, and it was a club too. Like everybody, you knew you was getting something that night. What I mean by that is women. I mean, if you didn't, you didn't deserve a dick. Excuse my language. I'm sorry to say that. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, people. But if you couldn't from there, just trade it in. So I was up there though to eat. I went up early, was eating. He barely. This is when I first started, so he barely knew who I was because we wrestled the night before, 2 nights before, title match. So he's up there, and I saw him give 100. He paid the bartender 100. He goes, I will be back in here tonight, and I'll order lots of shots. Make sure mine are water. So he paid him 100 to make sure his shots were water. And everybody always talked about Rick's legendary, which is drinking, and gets up in the morning, goes to the gym. Okay, because he wasn't drinking. I saw him do it. He didn't see me. So that night when everybody's in there, everybody's drinking, he called me over. Come do a shot with me, brother. I'm like, all right. And I told him, I said, we'll do it Italian way. I'll drink yours, you drink mine. And his look on his face was like, he was like, so he had to do it. But he does drink. I mean, he doesn't mind drinking. But,
he wants to make it look better than it is.
Yeah, and he didn't want me to drink that water. He was worried about what happens when I drink that water. Am I going to rat him out? And I put it back down and I said, I saw what you did today. I saw you pay the bartender. He goes, don't tell nobody, brother. I was like, I won't. And I haven't until now. But yeah, man, he was fucking hilarious. And there was another time, same night.
Better be careful, man. He's going to come out of retirement and challenge you to one more match.
I need one more. But so there was one time though he was doing the shot with the guy, same St. Louis, same time, same that same, and then he had again somebody had told him they got the wrong one. They didn't get the water one. So when he went to do the shots with everybody, I'm standing about 2 feet behind him. Right, he goes like this, like he was taking the shot. He swung it past him. It got on me. I was like, God damn, Rick. It hit it again. He's like, don't tell no one.
Don't tell no one.
He was throwing shots past his ear.
Right. We're just going to tell the nation of people that are watching the Party with Marty podcast, Ric Flair likes to throw shots over his shoulder, according to Marty Jannetty.
No, that's okay. It's factual. And that's factual. And we
still love Ric Flair.
Yeah, me and him are good enough boys. He won't deny it.
Yeah, we still love Ric Flair.
He would just say, you know what he would say? I did it on purpose, brother. I knew he knew. No, you didn't.
It worked out pretty good for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't beat that, man. He's the best.
Can't beat Ric Flair. We got another one of your friends over here.
That's Rufus R. Jones.
Rufus R.
Jones. That's Slick. Remember Reverend Slick? Well, he became Reverend Slick. Coco Beware, the Birdman.
That was in NWA.
No, WWE. Well, no, him, yes.
Rufus.
Yeah. And his son, you all remember Slick Rick. That's him right there. Yeah, that's his son. No way, is that Rufus?
That's his father. That's Slick Rick's father.
Yeah. That's Rufus. Yeah. You got a picture of Slick?
Absolutely. There's a very nice picture of Rufus as well. Probably the best picture I can find online.
There's Slick. There he is. Who was his boy? Everybody remembers him.
What did you do? Did you rib both of these guys?
Yeah, I did get Rufus once.
Oh God, what'd you do to Rufus?
Okay, we were driving back from wherever, Wichita. It was again in the Central States area. We're driving back. Dusty Wolf. He actually played Doink for a little bit. When they had 5 Doinks at one time. He was one of the original substitutes, if that makes sense. The original substitute. But he was driving. Dusty Wolf. He's a great guy, man. Love him to death. I hope he's seeing this. Hi, Dusty. But he's driving his truck. We're coming back from the show, and it snows a lot, and it rains, slow, sleet, snow, sleet. And, when it first starts raining or sleeting, they call it black ice. It gets real slick on the road.
Oh, I
And
know
so
all
we're
about
out.
it. Very dangerous.
Yes. Well, yeah, you would know. But so I would fuck with him. I'm trying to get my knee up here. I would take my knee and push it against the wheel a little bit when he was driving, he ain't paying attention. I could get it against the wheel, so when he goes to turn, it won't turn. He snatches it. All right, he got to like, stop, move your damn leg. But I was acting like it was an accident. I was doing it on purpose. And I did not expect. One time he got mad. He snatched the shit out of the wheel. Rufus is in a 3-piece suit. We're coming back from the show. Rufus is all jacked up, ready to go party. He's got, I'll get back. I'll go there. I got a party to go to. Marty, you want to go to the party with me? I know you like black women. You want to go to the party with me? But about now, Rufus, I got to go home to my girl, because I had a girl at that time. Raylynn, I should have said her name. Scratch that. But anyway, yeah, and so I blocked the wheel. And Dusty pulls the fucker so hard that the truck got sideways and we just spun out of control into the median. Nobody got hurt or nothing. But so me and Rufus got out. Rufus is in an orange, he looked like a damn pumpkin. He had an orange suit on. And him being black, orange, it was so Halloween looking, the whole site, right? But I told him, I said, come over here, Rufus, come right here, and got him behind the wheel, like, the car. I said, I'll get right here in the middle, and we got to push it because it's leaning this way. All right, let's go. Come on, Dusty, you give it the gas. When Dusty gave it the gas, it went zzz, and it shot them mud and grass. Rufus looked like he came out of a damn bayou. And he's looking at me with just his white eyes are all I can see. He goes, God damn it, Marty. And he's chasing me down the road, man. I was running down the interstate. Rufus was going to beat the shit out of me.
Did he end up beating your ass?
No, he didn't catch me.
Did he ever rib you? Did he ever rib you good? How about any of these guys? Harley, Rick, did they rib you ever?
Well, he ribbed one of my friends. Our advisor, our chief executive advisor, Mike Madigan. Well, Mike Richards. Well, Mike, he was everything in the world in Kansas City. Terry Garvin used to rib him by calling him different names every show. Mike Madigan, Mike Richards, Mike Moran. His name's Mike Moran, though.
Yeah, I got a friend that I do that to. His name's Ken Hoover, and I keep calling him Kevin Hoover or Kenny Hoover or Kendrick Hoover. He's getting very upset about it.
We'll keep doing it then. But so Mike was new in the area, the territory. Again, back to St. Louis. St. Louis was our big town. That was always, for when I was first starting, to get 15,000 people in an arena. Holy shit! I mean,
that was wrestling city, man.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, St. Louis. Yeah, and well, that's where that girl, Ozzy Osbourne looking girl's from.
Oh,
the dog.
Come on,
yeah, let's get out of that. So Mike Rufus, I got to think of how to say this politely. Not politely. That's not the word.
Oh,
no, that's not the word.
It's gonna be effed no matter what.
I can't say classy because it's just not classy. But so Rufus had one about this long. He always said horsecock. Hey, horsecock. But he could hold it, his whole hand hold it and swing it like a rope. So he hid behind the door. He goes, Marty, where your boy at? Tell him to come in this room. He was in one of the dressing rooms, and he was behind the door. And he told me to tell Mike. He says, "Tell him to come in here." And Mike, I said, "Mike, come in this dressing room." I did not know Rufus was going to do that. I wouldn't have done that to my boy. I had no idea. I'm like, okay. I thought he meant, me and your boy, and you will all dress in this room because you had to, 2 or 3 people to a dressing room. Mike walks in, Rufus shuts the door. And that's Rufus's big ass with that horsecock, as they called it, the horsecock, and he's sleeping. What you doing, boy? I scared Mike so bad he went running.
He probably had a heart attack. He wasn't ready for that shit.
I mean, he was just coming into territory. This was all new to him.
You're walking into a room, you're not expecting to see a horsecock. I mean, it's just, It is what it is. But you told me another story. Why don't you tell everybody about this?
That's
friend
my
of yours?
brother there, man. That's Ox Baker. That's an icon right there. Look at him. That don't say wrestling. That just says wrestling. And he's big, man. He's like 6'5", 6'6", and he had a deep. One time I went with him, and I learned a lot. I learned, by the way, credits to every one of those guys I've talked about. I learned a lot from Bob Brown, even.
That's a hell of a crew to learn from, man.
Yeah. That's what don't happen today. Like, I hate to say it this way. No, I'm not gonna say it that way. What I was gonna say, the new kids now don't have. They do. If they're going through the compound down in Orlando, they got Sean teaching them. And so they got a good teacher now. But there for a while, John Cena had to be the teacher. But who was teaching John Cena? That's what those were like. How do you teach what you don't know? And I don't mean nothing bad, Johnny. I love you. You know that. But so it was, and that was a good thing too about being on the road 300 days a year. You get to learn every night. Whereas now they do weekends. Yeah. And sort of like what me and you do weekends, which thank God now that I'm 719 years old. I'm glad.
I don't think I can handle the 300 days a year right now.
Oh, it was rough. But I mean, for me, I loved it. I mean, as long as I get in the gym every day, as long as I get my beer at night or whatever I was drinking back then and other things, because all of us were doing other things to keep going. But I mean, the girls, for me, I was single. So So Ox was one. I learned so much, man. I learned so much from these guys. Rufus Jones. You know what Rufus told me? He said, Marty, sometimes just a letter makes a difference. He goes, my name is Rufus Jones. That don't mean shit. But I say Rufus R. Jones, all of a sudden it's something. And that's such a little damn thing, right?
Little detail.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Rufus Jones. Rufus R. Jones. I mean, that is Dave Peterson, my best friend in life, he died. Man, I'll cry now.
I'm sorry. It's gonna suck to be old.
He died when we were young, though. He died at 34.
That's even worse.
Yeah. A motorcycle. You know what he was doing? He just changed his life. His family was falling back in love with him. And family life. He loved his family always. But he just wasn't doing right, as far as the partying and being gone all the time.
Yeah.
But he started straightening that part out. And his wife, Sherry, and I should be saying names. I'm not going to say the girl's name, Amber. But they, well, I mean, I love them.
Say that, it's like guaranteed the name's coming out.
I know, but they know I love them and they love me. Dave was, so special. He was such a good dude, man. There was nobody that didn't love him, man. But he was my best friend in life. When I grew up in Columbus, and now some of my friends, well, if they're still alive, we're gonna get upset. But we used to. I didn't. But everybody was. Let me say this respectfully. Everybody was having sex with each other's girlfriends. Like when they weren't around, okay, well.
But as respectful as that's going to get.
Yeah. And I told Dave, I got mad at him once because the girl Ray Lynn that I just mentioned, I was on the road. I had to be on the road one day. So he took her out, like for dinner, friendly thing. And I got pissed off. I thought he was, doing like my friends at home. I thought he was trying to fuck her, excuse my language. But he got so upset with me for getting upset at him. And I said, no, man. I said, my friends do this all the time. This is what they do. They try to fuck your girl when you're not around. He goes, and he taught me that. He said that's not your fucking friends.
Sounds right.
I mean, it took that to wake me up to that. I guess you're right. That's not your friends. But he was like the best person ever. And he died. Here was the thing. He straightened up and he, was getting back into the family mode. Man, he was at a red light on his motorcycle. He loved motorcycles, and he had a biker gang. He was at a red light in a tractor trailer truck, what I used to drive, took the turn too short and drove the back half of the trailer, drove right over him. He was sitting at a red light. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy that you do right. You fix your life and then some shit like that happens.
It just goes to show you anything can happen anywhere, anytime. So you can't take anything for granted.
Like this hair, I got to do something about his hair.
Yeah, that's right. We'll put some gel on that, man. I mean, the hair ain't looking like it did in this video over here, but that's okay.
Oh, no, you better not.
Look at that hair right there, man. Wow. So when did Sean enter the picture?
Well, when we in Kansas City, he came
Kansas
up from
City, right?
Texas. Yeah, he came up from
Look
Texas.
at Paulie dangerously, bro.
He owes me money.
You got better hair than him, though.
Who?
Paul, have you seen Paul Heyman's hair lately?
He
lack
has
of hair?
Well, I was gonna say he ain't seen it either.
The reason why he was wearing that baseball cap, it took a lot of guts to take that cap off and become the advocate.
Well, you know, he was so cool back then. I mean, me and him, he came up like when we started working WWE when we first started.
You know how he got into the business, right?
I heard he was gay.
Well, I don't know about all that, but
Well, I don't know if that's what you
he
meant.
would go to all the shows and just ask to take pictures, and he would bother everybody until they basically let him in the club.
So like what you do, kind of.
Well, maybe, yeah. I don't bother people. I'm
What
direct.
do you do?
I'm direct.
Well, yeah, you are pretty direct. I'll give you that. Yeah.
I don't bullshit. I don't waste people's time. When I talk to you, it's because I think we can do business and make money together.
Yeah. But yeah, what was? Oh, so Paulie.
Paulie.
We're skipping all over the planet. But
we're all over the planet, but that's okay. That's the party with Marty, man. People can't keep up.
That's where you go. I can't. But so he when we was WWF at the time. But when we first started up there, we would be to the China Club, which was the place. That's where I met Janet Jackson. That's where I met.
Nice.
That's where Mariah Carey threw up on my shoulder.
Jesus.
I wish
there was a video of that.
Oh God, man, and they probably had one. But that was my girl, man. Mariah, both of them were. Janet she was so standoffish to everybody. She didn't want to be there. And I'm thinking, why are you here then? Why'd you come in here to be miserable? But I think she was looking for somebody. She wasn't there to hang out.
Probably.
But Mariah, that was my other fantasy.
Mariah was a bad one. She could break the glass with her voice.
Yeah, that's when she was doing all that high pitched stuff. And if she was so drunk, man, she come over, I know who you are, and she gives me a hug, and I'm like,
oh my, she was a fan of
my language. Excuse my language, but I was like, I'm getting this tonight. Oh, and this is nice. Next thing I feel warm. She threw up. It was just running down my arm. Like, God.
You know what? I still would have.
That ruins a dream.
I still would have. Like, she could have did it 5 more times. I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, well, I'll hook you up. I still got her number.
Oh boy. Oh, look at you two young studs over there. So you guys had a hell of a run. Obviously, it worked out. Had a hell of a career.
Yeah. I mean, he's good, man. I mean, I always say he's my best student ever. And a lot of people want to laugh at that, but it's truth.
It's true, though. I mean, look who you were working with, and then he came along, and you took him for the ride. They said it. Even David LaGreca said it, because I don't know if you know this, but I actually did an interview with David LaGreca, and I asked him, "Do you think Marty Jannetty should be in the Hall of Fame?" People can watch the full video on my YouTube page, but why don't we show people a little video package I put together from our trip last weekend?
Okay. Were you in trouble?
Not yet.
What happened? That's the greatest tag team in the world, right there.
Marty, give me some quote of wisdom.
Don't let the first time be your worst time. You get your ass beat.
Expand it, yeah. Right there. The pinball's finally gonna get fixed.
Well, we're right there. Taking care of business, having good times. Tell them, Savage. What we gonna do, bro?
Oh, we're rocking on South Street here at.
We're gonna forget my name.
I didn't forget your name. I'm just
check out
long
Party
day,
with
man.
Marty
Long day.
podcast.
Check out the Party with Marty podcast and check out Suplex Sneakers here on South Street.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I shot my wife.
Marty, that was quick.
Yeah, it don't take long. Get it, go.
Here with the Party with Marty podcast, it's Marty Jannetty, it's Savage, we're here.
It's a lot to unpack. But, when you talk about the teaming together with Shawn Michaels, the Rockers, the Midnight Rockers, you probably can make a very good case that they should be in the Hall of Fame as a team.
How about this case? He was the first person to win a title on Monday Night Raw television.
Oh, okay. And how about this? If you go back to the AWA days, Marty was the star of that team, right? So
He's basically going to make you get in the show now.
That's great. All right. That's awesome.
the show has been going great. I think we're just going to keep getting better and better. And I challenge guys like Jim Cornette to come at us, come on the show. We'd love to talk professional wrestling with him. We'd love to talk professional wrestling with David LaGreca.
What's up? It's Dallas Riggs here with Party with Marty. Watch the Party with Marty podcast. I mean, look at this guy. Aged better than the Heartbreak Kid, wouldn't you think?
We're gonna party with Marty.
And the reason why I love Marty Jannetty is because he is one of the greatest tag teams of all time with Shawn Michaels, and he's just a stand-up guy. And there's not everybody else I gotta say. If you know Marty, you know he's the man.
In fact, he is the man. We're here at Legends Fan Fest Live, and where are we? What town is this, Jimmy Hart? Tell me, where are we, Jimmy?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're actually in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, but that's okay, Jimmy Hart. We forgive you, Marty. I'm gonna unmute you because
Hey, can you hear me?
now we can. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
It keeps popping on the screen, says muted.
Yeah, because I muted you so people could hear the video. And
Oh, okay. Oh, you did that. All right.
Coughing or screaming or whatever you were doing. I mean, I couldn't even hear you, but I knew you were
How
talking.
can I mute you?
You can't. Well, actually, you could. Just tell me to mute myself. You're the boss.
I'll do that. I'll say mute yourself. There you go. Okay.
All right, I got a lot out in that short time.
I bet
I
you did.
unmuted myself. I didn't ask you about it.
I lip read you.
I hope not.
I know what you said.
We had a really good time, though. We started off the weekend at Suplex Vintage Wrestling. We also went to Legends Fan Fest. Hell of a weekend. What did you think of the cheesesteak from Angelo's?
Oh, it was good. But you know what the highlight for me was? Besides staying, meeting your family.
I didn't put a picture of that. We don't talk about that day. We don't want to get, what's that word? Whacked.
Yeah, well, right. But I mean, we're talking good about it.
They don't want people to know it's good, though, Marty.
Yeah, but the name of the place.
Well, I didn't put a picture of it.
Okay, I will. I'll do it this way. It was the best Italian food, and it was run when we came in. When we walked in, the three guys, older men, sitting in the back table. It was just like a scene from Goodfellas. You knew those were the mob bosses. You knew that, and I tried to be sneaky and get a picture, like I'm acting like I'm taking a selfie, but I'm trying to get a picture of that because it was like obvious those were mob bosses. And then this dude walks up and goes, "I wouldn't do that." He was another one of the guys working there. He was like,
they don't know if you're like an informant or something,
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even take a picture of the place, and then my phone acted up.
A slice of veal.
Yeah, it did taste weird, that veal. Everything was good though. The baked, what was that? Baked clams. Oh my God!
If you want to know the spot, just send us an email. We'll maybe hypothetically answer
it. Yeah, I can tell you. Or it's in Queens, right?
Yes, it was in Queens.
But there's a lot of places in Queens. So
a lot of places in Queens. That's why email us and maybe we'll tell you the location. But
yeah.
You got to hang out with Jimmy Hart. This is the first time you guys are seeing each other that weekend. What was it like just hanging out with Jimmy for a couple of hours? Actually, like the whole night, basically.
You know what's crazy is after all these years, I've known Jimmy since. Okay, back to Kansas City. Let's revert back. Is that the right way of saying it? Revert back?
That sounds good. I like revert.
I want to before you like revert. I will take the camera, not right now, but in a minute, and show some more of your wall work.
I wouldn't recommend any of that.
You think I'll mess it up, right?
I think later on you should take your phone, take pictures of whatever you
do
want.
Do it that way, send it to you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we should save that for next week's episode.
But some beautiful girls up there.
Oh, boy. Here we go. He's going to Rhode Island, and I'm going to take us back to San Francisco.
Okay, so what we were saying. So Jimmy Hart, this is how Jimmy Hart met me. He told you, remember?
Yeah,
we talked about it.
Definitely. I was there. Yeah.
So confirm the story. Jimmy Hart was coming into the territory, Kansas City, for the first time. And he came in, he got in late, like 2 o'clock at night. I had just gotten in. It was a Capri Hotel. The same. Did I tell about the girls under the table yet?
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't know if I told that story.
I don't recall that part. I recall the go ahead. You tell the story.
I don't think I told that. Okay, so here was Jimmy. And it was a Capri Hotel. That's where all the boys stayed at because they gave us a rate, a good rate. I don't remember what it was, but it was a good rate. A weekly, monthly, whatever.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah. And me and Mike, he stayed there. A bunch of us stayed there. Our advisor. CEA. But so anyway, Jimmy Hart's coming in for the first time to the territory. I had gone out that night. Her name was Honey. Bob Geiger was trying to get it, but so he made her our valet. We were like, okay, don't fit when, but she looked good. It wasn't even actually her I was trying to get at. It was trying to get at her friend who went as Sugar or Spice or some shit.
Honey and Sugar, sure.
Yeah, it was a Spice or something. But and she looked good, and I was trying to get up with that, and so I went out and told my girl that I was actually dating. The one I said her name already, but I ain't gonna say it again. Raylynn, But so anyway, I told her I had to go to a meeting. I lied to her a lot, and I apologize. I've apologized to her since many times over. But so I went out that night, and I come back at 2 a.m, and I guess I didn't freaking think to look in the damn mirror. I had lipstick all over my face and neck and everything.
Clutch.
Oh man, she went crazy, man. She was and so I got mad at her for getting mad at me. I'm like, what are you talking about? It was business. What's that lipstick?
It was business.
I know. I told her. I said we had to do photo ops. We had to do stuff. People were taking pictures.
Sure, and that's believable.
But so I got mad and I got her suitcases. She had just moved there from Columbus, Georgia. She had just moved there. She got 2 suitcases in her room. I'm on the 3rd floor balcony. Jimmy told you, right? Here's Jimmy telling it. I come up. Oh God, baby! I couldn't believe it. There were suitcases flying over the thing, bouncing on the road, and because it popped open, her clothes were blowing down the road. She was down there chasing her lingerie down the road. And Jimmy's like, "Oh, suitcases were just flying over the top, off the 3rd floor." I didn't know what to think. And then Marty came out and said, "Hey, Jimmy."
Hey, Jimmy. Hey,
That was his introduction to me and him meeting. he had to pull up just in time to see that.
Well, luckily this time in Philadelphia, there wasn't any suitcases flying, but there were some fans outside who were ready to meet Marty Jannetty and Jimmy Hart. We also got to go.
Back that up one picture. Back it up one picture. Right there. It looks like I got fat titties.
Nah, you actually look buff in this picture. Look at your shoulder pecs, man. Look like you've been working out.
Well, I have been, but I got to do better.
You've been lifting.
Yeah, I got to do better, though.
Look at you over here, just wasting your load in like 5 seconds.
They gave me, I thought it was going to be like a bunch of hundreds coming out, like you making it rain.
Yeah, he gave you like 20s.
Yeah, it was like 420s. I'm like, what the fuck? That was embarrassing.
They have it as cut commercials, which we were happy to do.
Yes, they're great people. Great people.
Yeah, and all the fans showing up to the Suplex store to meet Jimmy and Marty.
Yeah, Suplex Vintage Toys. When y'all were in Philadelphia, Suplex Vintage Toys, that's the wrestling memorabilia.
Well, they have Suplex Vintage Wrestling and then Suplex Sneakers.
Sneakers, yes. Great place. Great place. Great
place, great staff, very friendly. And then we
now
made
that
our
we
way
said
over
that,
Yeah, what you got?
Now that we said that, let me put that in there.
The hell is that?
That's our girl.
K-Pop Crazy. That's right. KPopCrazy.com.
That's Addie. Addie, let me show you what Addie can do. I think they call them tumblers.
Oh, that looks sick.
Yeah, Party with Marty tumbler.
Where's my tumbler?
It's in Party with what are we calling you now? Savage or not?
What?
I'm scared to say Savage because of Randy.
Randy's not going to do anything. He's not here.
I know that, but still, he's revered, man. He's like
he is revered, but he doesn't own the name. He didn't legally change his name to Savage.
But he's a good friend of mine. So he's a very good friend. So
he's always going to be a good friend.
Yeah,
he's always going to be a good friend of yours.
But so anyway, Crazy. It's called K-Pop. Like I'm gonna spell it K-Pop P-O-P. Crazy is Krazie.
We'll put the link when this is live on Thursday, when Marty and Addie and me are all in the chat. Because a lot of people thought that the people in the chat, they're like, oh, Marty's not in the chat. And I'm like, yeah, Marty is in the chat.
Well, yeah, that will be again because we were recording this a day early.
Yeah, so when you're watching this show, Marty is in the chat, ready to answer your questions in the chat, ready to hang out with the people that are watching the show. Marty loves his fans. And it's evident from events like this. This was the table setup. We had a big setup. Marty was part of Waffle Mania in the morning. with Rob Van Dam and Johnny
Oh my
Rods
God,
and Tony
I
Atlas.
gotta-
It kind of turned into the Tony Atlas mania.
And Johnny Rods, but Johnny
Rods and Tony
they
Atlas
both
were going on.
They were both funny as hell, though, man.
Of
It was
course,
well
yeah,
worth it.
they're great.
Well worth it. You know, when I went back to go back to the tables, I forgot who it was. He goes, Marty, did you get a word in at all?
Yeah, that's why when you said I was foaming at the mouth, I mean, I was
Oh,
quiet
yeah.
I was quiet for about an hour and 14 minutes, man. That's not easy.
Yeah, well, yeah, but then, oh man, I wanted to. I was like, no, don't do that, because Rob Van Dam got asked a question. He said, I can answer it. I can answer it.
I know.
I know.
Well,
I was
to
like,
clear that up here, Marty, I wanted to answer it as a fan to contribute to the
Right.
overall experience of the panel.
I know that.
Be like, maybe Rob doesn't remember it because, CTE, but hell, I saw it live, and that match was
Oh, you were
motivational.
there? Okay, wow.
Bro, the match was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. That's all I wanted to say.
I've heard about it. I heard about it.
It was a great match. But
You know,
anyway,
I
this panel was fun.
had a match with Jerry Lynn, and it was, my God.
Oh,
Jerry
I could
Lynn,
imagine. Jerry Lynn is
so good, man.
So good. So good. Yeah.
I
This
wish he
panel
could've
was
got
fun,
it.
though. There's your boy,
Yeah, it
Kevin
was.
Kelly, who I don't even think you knew it was Kevin Kelly until
I didn't.
after I
You
told
told me
you.
later because he looked way different back when WWE days
Wait, he had more hair?
or WWF. Well, yeah, he had a lot more hair, and it was a different color. But he didn't
Look
even
how
tell
big
me.
Tony
He
Atlas
didn't come up. He didn't come up and say, "Hey, Marty, remember me?"
Yeah.
Well,
he was late to his own Waffle Mania.
Yeah, everybody was.
We were on time.
We were there.
In my opinion, I had the hardest job there that day. My job was to get Marty Jannetty at Waffle Mania by 9 a.m. And I made that happen.
We were there at 8:30. We were there at 8:30, and the shit didn't start till 10:30.
I don't even know what time it started, but it was either way. It was a good time. But I gotta say this:
It was a good time.
Did you have a waffle?
I never got one.
I never got a goddamn waffle.
I talked to RBD today. Me and him were talking earlier today, and I said that Waffle Mania didn't have a single fucking waffle. He goes, "Yeah, it did." He said, "Yeah, it did. I probably ate them all."
I think you had to go and get your own waffles, which doesn't make sense to me.
That's what he said.
You guys are part of the panel. That whole goddamn table. If I'm running that show, Marty Jannetty, that shit. There's a stack of waffles in front of all you guys,
and RBD said,
and people there to feed you.
I have, because I had a chest cold, so I wasn't smoking no weed. We shouldn't be talking about this, should we?
That's all right. Whatever. Rob just smokes weed. That's all.
I mean, I couldn't smoke it that day because I had the chest cold. I still do.
Yeah.
You want me to cough?
No, that's all right. We don't need you to cough.
But yeah, I'm glad they don't get on the mic.
Well, I'm glad you're there and not here coughing at least.
But yeah, because it was bad. Poor Addie got it now, man.
Yeah, we would have had more footage. By the way, I want to apologize to everybody that we don't have content or footage of Marty in New York City because Marty was sleeping for 17 hours.
17 hours. But I did get up like every 4 or 5 hours to wee.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was tempted during the 17 times I checked up on you. I was tempted to take a video of you sleeping for the show.
You better not.
But I said, I'm not going to do that to Marty. I'm not going to.
I mean, you could have. It'd been cute, I guess.
Yeah,
but one thing,
that's the only content we're gonna get.
One thing we connected on a different level, me and you, because you kept checking on me, and I thought that was nice as hell. I mean, every few hours, I'd wake up, you're like, "You okay? You okay?" I'm like, "Damn, brother, you are being so good to me. Thank you so much." And you said, yeah, and you said, Savage is going to take care of you. I said, but I'm talking to you, George, and that's when I figured out. You're scared to be George.
Oh, here we go. I am George. I am George, the Greek savage, the full one.
But you had told me
if you want, I'll even go one longer. I'm George, the Greek savage, Kanakarakis, the greatest motherfucker that has ever entered your life.
Kanakarakis?
Something like that.
You said your own name wrong.
No, I didn't. I pronounced it
it's actually a cool name if you leave out the accent. Say it without an accent. Say it without an accent.
No. I'm not saying it the American way. See, you're an American, and in Greek, we call you Exteni. You're Exteni.
Right now, we got more viewers in America than we do anywhere else. Okay. Let Lainey call you. Lainey will answer every word of that you just said.
She can translate for you. At least you have a friend that can help you translate the Greek. And
she's kind of pretty.
Yeah, she is. Here we go. Look, I wanted to point out, by the way, look how big Tony Atlas is.
He stays big.
He is huge,
you know, he's
bro.
like 70. He's like 70.
I am a big guy, and I could only imagine how big this guy was in like his 30s.
I mean, he's like,
was he bigger?
70. His body, he's built. I mean, he was, always that size, that frame, that frame.
Bro, I've never seen an old
man. He really
man.
ain't lost it. I mean,
I've
he's
never
70.
seen an old man with a body like his.
70. It's holy
Absolutely
shit. It's crazy. There's my boy. What's his name?
Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's my brother, man.
It's a good dude.
There's
right
my other
there,
brother.
Man.
That's when you're wearing the Possum Peter pink. Why do you like Possum Peter pink?
It's a good color, man. It's custom made. Look how good I look in this picture with the nation.
Yeah, but you're the only white boy.
Look how big Mark Henry is.
You're doing the domination. You can't be white and do the domination thing.
Well, I just did.
Yeah, you did. I saw it when you got in the ring. I thought, man, what the fuck's he doing?
How can I not take that photo opportunity with these?
No, it was great. It was great.
You know what I mean?
When am I going to get
another
four
chance
great guys right there?
To be in the ring with the same
five with you. 5 great guys right there.
I got a Photoshop in The Rock.
Oh, over you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, why you got you over me? Can't he be
I mean, where you gonna put him? There's not enough room to put him on the outside.
What'd you think about tantalizing Tony?
I loved him. He was so cool, man. I couldn't stop looking at his daughter.
Oh my God! I can't believe you just said that on the show.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't see this, Tony, and I hope your daughter don't see it.
You guys realize you've had a match in the past. Right?
She's of age, just so nobody thinks I'm looking at a little girl.
That is true, but listen, you guys have had a match in the past. Are you trying to have another match?
I don't know. I thought y'all was gonna have one there for a minute. I was scared to death.
I don't know. He wants me to come out of retirement so I can embarrass him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I actually thought when we were at his table, I thought, oh shit, where's this gonna go? I mean, there's not much I can do with these broke ankles.
A lot of people came up
I just try to hold you apart.
A lot of people came up to him and me, and they said that me and him have really good chemistry together.
Yeah, y'all do.
We should work together more.
Yeah, well, that'd be good if we can work with him, if he's nice enough to do that with us.
Well, he's got a great community, and he invited you and me on the show one week. We'll make that happen.
Okay.
Here's some pictures with you and the fans. You had a lot of fans coming through to party with Marty.
There was a lot of girls that just whole
How nice is that T-shirt?
Hey, kid, the one you made or whoever made, that's real nice. Hey, y'all look at that shirt.
You made that.
We're selling that shirt, y'all.
We are selling that shirt, but I'll remind everybody towards then. If you go on over to ProWrestlingTees.com and just search for the party with Marty, the shirt will pop up right away.
I probably should not tell this either.
Oh boy.
But I sometimes I do shit. I left to go on this road trip. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5-day road trip.
It's a long day, yeah. Long week.
Yeah. And I took 4 condoms just to be safe. I thought 4 might not be enough, but I took 4. Actually, a couple of them were the ones you gave me. Remember you left me a couple?
Sure.
You bought me a couple. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Well, I bought you to make sure that you
were
covered.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that Marty Jannetty's protected.
Tell wifey I love her. He bought them for me, sweetie.
Absolutely.
But so I took 4 on the road with me and brought 2 back. That means I didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do. I actually
You still did better than nothing. Hopefully you didn't use one on my cousin.
Oh, the guy?
Yeah, what'd you think about my cousin? He was helping us out all weekend.
Good rapper, man. I've listened to his music. Addie will tell you that. We listened to her music coming back. His music coming back from the airport.
That's
good
awesome
stuff, man. He's real good.
Yeah, he's very talented, man.
Yeah, we got to get him out there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Also, we sell these.
What do we sell? Show us.
It's a MJ, a pin that I guess you stick on your shirt. But that's from Sergio Perez, my boy Sergio from Phoenix.
Sergio Perez. We had a great time with Jimmy Hart. There's CM Punk sneaking in the background. What's he doing? Get out of there, Punk. I got to meet Eric Bischoff again a few times.
You got to leave. Oh, it was good seeing him. It was.
Well, I love seeing Eric because he always has a good word of wisdom. You know what I mean?
What's that? What's that guy wearing in the background? Is that?
I don't know. He's photobombing the shit out of this.
Yeah, man, he's got a possum Peter.
That's
Pink.
the same guy that was in the video saying that you're the man.
That's not you.
That is him. And here is your big rubber toy. Speaking of rubbers, what do you think about this one here, Marty? Your big rubber toy is almost ready. They made one. That's the picture of it. What do you think?
I think it's going to be great for girls that well, it's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
But you know what I found out?
What?
Kindness is more important than perfection.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. But did you know that your pre-orders were sold out? So like whatever they made for it, sold out. So you should have some royalties coming your way. Sir.
That means I get to buy some people some fun. Because I love spending our money on people. I love buying people, fun.
Yeah, we got to see Mark Henry at the table. Of course, he's always a good time hanging out with the friends. Yeah. He's such a good dude.
That David girl, I never. She did come over and hug me, but I don't remember.
That's Gabby LaSpasia.
Yeah, what'd she do?
She used to work on Busted Open. Now she has like a podcast. She's good friends with David LaGreca. What did you think about David LaGreca saying that you pretty much were the star back in the day, man? Over Sean.
Well, it was. I'm actually the one that got him in Minneapolis. There's no Sabu. Sabu and I didn't really get to talk. You know who else I didn't get to talk to was Rikishi. I saw Samu, not Sabu. Samu.
She said Samu. I love it.
was Samu? No, Samu was there. Sammy was there. But I saw him. We hugged up and all that. But I didn't get to see Rikishi because I guess they had Rikishi further back or something. Kind of like what we had in Chicago. We were in the back room.
the days at these conventions, they go so fast though. I mean,
yeah, they do.
And then after that, your trip wasn't done. You had more. Tell us about the seminar and meeting Alpha Junior.
It was so. You know what? My favorite thing in life, and I just told somebody this today. I love teaching the kids. Well, it was because of Coach. I had to go to the funeral today, and when I heard the good things they were saying, how coaches change people's lives, I hope that I change people's lives in a positive way. Not the crazy cut up Marty, not the drinking alcohol, chasing girls. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm single. But I mean, I hope I contribute to their life, making it better. If they just retain and remember one thing, I guess that's retain. One thing, then it was worth that day. Those guys, to see their face light up when they have that aha moment, like, oh, I get it now. Because in college wrestling, it's well, I don't want to say real, like we're not real, but it's the real deal. You're busting ass. And what you get better from is repetition. Over and over and over, doing a new move, doing a different move, doing a setup, doing this, you set somebody up, you bait them one way and you go the other, over and over and over till it's automatic. What in professional wrestling is psychology. It's how you work the crowd. It's how you make the people fall in your hands. When you can make them boo when you want them to boo, when you can make them cheer when you want them to cheer, you can make them cry if you want them to cry, like the barbershop window. Whenever you can control the crowd, it's psychology. That's the difference in real. I don't know a better way to say it than real in ours. Ours is real and it's show. College is strictly real. It's different. It's a whole different thing. And coaching really does change your life. It changed me. If it wouldn't have been for Coach Marion, if it wouldn't have been for Coach Massey, if it wouldn't have been for Coach Stubbe, I'd more than likely be in jail or dead. They changed my life. But I still mess up a lot. But imagine if I didn't have them in my life, how bad I would have been. And Coach Stubbe actually had to. Let me tell this real quick. Can I tell this?
Sure.
Are you okay? I had Coach Stubbe used to give us vitamins. He told me, he watched our podcast the other day. He goes, it's good. He goes, don't ever tell him this story. Well, I'm not Coach. I'm not going to tell him this story. But so he used to give us vitamin packs. They were like in cellophane. It'd be like 7 different colors, red, yellow, black, white. It was different vitamins. Now you can get one vitamin, just got everything in it. But back then, it was separated. And so the state fair was in town, where I'm at, Columbus, Georgia. I took the vitamin packs, a bunch of them, and went to the fair. And I was, we needed money. I mean, I didn't grow up with money. So that you hustled Brooklyn or Queens, whatever. But so I mean, I was having hustle, to make money to eat. I got a scholarship, yes, so I didn't have to pay for school, but I didn't pay for food. I had to eat. So I mean, I went to the fair and I was selling pills, these vitamins as speed and all kinds of different things, according to the color of them.
So basically, you're confessing to being a drug dealer now.
Well, no, vitamin. It was vitamins. That's how coach got me out of jail. We had to wrestle Alabama that day. We had a match against Alabama. And he, like, they had to say, well, Marty went to jail last night. What for? We were selling vitamins as drugs, and one of them went and got mad about it and told the police. Told the police he's selling bullshit. So they came and got me, put me in jail. Coach Stubbe pulled up in the team bus. The team bus written right on the Pirates right on the side, because the police were laughing like, well, at least they named y'all right, the Pirates. But coach went in there. They said he was selling drugs, and they showed him. He goes, those aren't drugs, those are vitamins. You can't arrest him for selling vitamins. And they fell, they loved Coach anyway. Here we are, a college team. And he was telling them, we got to hurry up and get to Alabama. We had like a 3-hour ride to Tuscaloosa. We had to wrestle Alabama that day. Wow. And, oh, my God. I sat in jail all night. I was hungover, and I was embarrassed. Drove the team bus up to get me out of jail.
Was that the first time you were arrested?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
And no one last.
Oh, boy. Well, then your weekend continued. I
beat the guy from Alabama, by the way. I won. I beat Alabama.
That's nice. You had another convention to go to, and you were hanging out all weekend with some of your friends.
That girl on the far right, that's Unicorn or Uni.
The Unicorn. The Uni.
Yeah, because her hair, you can't tell him that, but her hair is like multicolored, and she calls herself Unicorn. So, we're friends. We stayed friends. Uni. Wait, go back, click back one. Okay, over far left. Okay, I a couple of weeks ago I was in Chicago with a guy. He got kicked out of the show. That has never happened from a vendor. A vendor got kicked out. I mean, what? A vendor? Yeah, Marty's vendor. Marty's. Marty gets kicked out, not his fucking handler. But go back that picture. The far left, that's Jody. She got kicked out of the fair. So I had 2 vendors in 2 shows get kicked out. I mean, what the hell is going on, man? That girl
you're in the multiverse.
Right, yeah, I am in the mega. What's it called?
The multiverse.
Meta something.
Meta, multi, mini, mega. I like megaverse. We should create something called the megaverse.
You go ahead. You know how to do that shit.
We got to make money first.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's wrap up so we don't hold everybody up forever.
All right, yeah, there you go. I just
what else you got? Oh, great. Oh, see that to the far right? That's Macho Madness. That's my boy Marty Urban up there. He's a dentist. He takes care of my teeth. If you don't, look, I have to smile like this.
Nice.
You know it ain't nice.
Nice.
But he takes care of. He's a great guy. But he has. Oh my God, he has
a big collection. You were telling me about. I thought. Yeah. Maybe talk about it.
You know how they do that thing called? I seen you a couple videos.
Yeah, the WWF's treasures and
treasure hunt. Yeah, yep. They went and filmed it over there. And Macho being a friend of mine, very good friend of mine. Yeah, wearing his robe like that, cutting up. It just was. That's why, like I said with you, calling you Savage. It's just because he's special. He's almost like a god.
He is a god. He is a god, and even to me, he's a god. Yeah. That doesn't change the fact that my mama called me Brown-Eyed Savage my whole life.
I know you told me that. That's what.
But I wanted to show people pictures of your room.
Watch it. Look what it says on that back.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you what happened to us GAT this weekend. When I left, when I was flying back home after our 5 days, and I made it through. By the way, y'all, I know y'all think I'm a screw up. Excuse my language, but a fuck up. I made 7 events, 5, 6 events in 3 days. Sick. right? I mean, you witnessed me sleep like for 17 hours when I got there Thursday night.
Well, you were definitely rested for all that, so for sure.
But sick as hell, and I still ain't
Yes.
through coughing.
And you still made it through.
Every one of them. But so now here's Gat for you. I always, and I told you this, then I text you, I said 90% of the time, I got these bad ankles, right? I take one cane now, I can walk without the wheelchair and without the crutches. But I still take one, so I'm cutting line, to let you go through if you got a handicap. I always get the last gate. Here I am gimping along. That's just Gat that you every damn flight that you get the furthest away gate, and you got to walk all that damn far. I remember I said 90%, then coming back, you said 95% because I got at the end gate. I didn't get the end gate coming back. I remember the numbers. It was gate 25 there in Newark. I got gate 25.
That damn Newark, man. Let me show you how you were walking before the trip, though.
MJ.
MJ's in the house, walking like a normal. I'm walking on sunshine. Well, I did a couple of limps right there. Walking better than we have in quite a while. I mean, it's not really even a limp. I'm almost walking normal.
Nice.
What
Good job.
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday the 12th.
Oh, yeah, September 11th
September.
was yesterday.
Yeah.
9/11 was yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So we are walking on sunshine.
Wow.
Don't it feel good? I'm going to keep messing around. I heard it.
Yep.
Just so y'all can see, it's a lot different from the dark side of the room where I couldn't hardly walk a step. It's getting better. We're almost going to get to cut it open again. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Are you walking better now or the same?
Better, actually.
Okay, nice.
That weekend, that was the most I've been on my feet like that, without the wheelchair, without the crutches. Since they had to tear the ankle open, take the joint out. So yeah, I was happy about everything.
Well,
and it's
you only have one more event, and then it's time for surgeries, and it's time for
the
rest.
30th. We got the 30th.
Yeah, real quick, I'll go over if you want the upcoming events. You just finished watching episode 4, but you can always go back and watch episode 1, 2, 3. You just watched 4, and Marty was at the battlefield doing a seminar. So why don't you watch some of those students?
Oh no, I'm doing a seminar.
What he taught and put it to work. This Sunday, live on pay-per-view, Premier Streaming Network, BPW presents The Gift. And Savage will be there doing interviews with all the stars. And there's a lot of big-time matches coming up from all the students. Some of them were the students that you trained, Mr. Jannetty. And
is that what they call the pay-per-view? It's called The Gift?
This one's called The Gift, which you can watch on the Premier Streaming Network live. There's one of the guys that definitely you were training, Ox Adams. He's taking on your boy Snitsky, so good luck to him. It's going to be crazy. You can watch it live on the Premier Streaming Network. Sign up for $9.99 a month or $99.99 a year and watch shows like that. Savage will be at Outlaw Wrestling on September 28th.
Oh, Alpha Juniors will be there.
Yeah, Ortiz is taking on Crowbar, Alpha Junior, and Jacob Fatu are taking Homicide and Bull James. And then the very next night, on the 29th, you can meet this man, Marty Jannetty, at ISPW Wrestling for their 25th anniversary show. We will be in town in New Jersey. So how do you feel about that? We're going to be hanging out with Sergeant Slaughter.
I feel great about that, but I've got there's one dilemma.
Uh-oh.
Well, I got 2 girlfriends in that area. One of them doesn't like me having other girlfriends. So
it looks like you have some time to make up your mind on which one you're going to call.
No,
but then right after that, Marty, the very next day.
It's just you got to wait a minute. It's just that you got to keep them separated at the shows. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, you got multiple shows, so you can bring one to one show and then one to another show. Marty Jannetty will be at 90s Wrestling Con Saturday, September 30th at the Rockaway Mall in Rockaway, New Jersey. So if you haven't met Marty Jannetty and you want to, Marty, tell them why they should come to New Jersey and meet you.
Because it's going to be a party with Marty every time. You're going to leave happier than you came. Every time. And my college wrestling coach is from Jersey. He said, I know exactly what a Rockaway thing is. I'm going to try to come see you. Because these will be up there.
Man. It's going to be a good time. And then the very next day, before Marty leaves New York City, we're going to hang out for a little bit. We're going to go get some content for all of you. He will also be at the Wrestling Universe from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Oh, we're there too? I didn't know that. Okay.
Hell yeah, man. We're trying to make your last run here a bang before surgery time. And I wanted to let you know, Marty, I have an interview coming up with Matt Cardona soon on my show, Wrestling with Savage.
You got to let me say hello to him one time.
I will. And a big shout out to my cousin for helping us out all week long.
Yes, miss you, brother.
Go
Thank
follow
you for
him.
being so cool.
Yeah, dude, he was awesome. Marty, you're awesome. Thank you for joining me again for episode 4. Thank you for letting me produce episode 4.
Thank you.
And do you have any final words of wisdom for the people that want to party with Marty?
Yes, be back here next Thursday, the same damn time, same damn place, for the hypothetically best show ever.
I get that in one more time. All right, we're out of here, guys. Everybody have a good night, man. We'll be back next week, right here on The Party with Marty.
Dude, if you're seeing this right now, you're watching The Party with Marty. Yeah.